Hi there, I'm Dan and this is Noel from Doughty Engineering.
Hello.
Today we are having an overview of our tank trap range. We're starting with the 54250 tank trap, which is our biggest seller.
Yeah, standard tank trap, see it in most theatres, absolute fantastic.
Yeah, a stalwart of the entertainment industry, I think.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, very simply a 600 by 600 steel plate with a 48mm receiver, 2 lock-off points, a stacking slot so you can go and have multiple tank traps stacked in as efficient a way as possible, and then a carry handle.
They are heavy, and we know the carry handle cuts into your hands a little bit, but it does give you something to kind of lug it around with.
Yeah, and it's okay if you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah.
indeed.
4 tie-down points. Other than that, that's pretty much that one.
That's right, as all tank traps, the receiver is designed to take 48mm OD tube, steel or aluminium, but not larger. And it's kind of made, it will accept a little bit larger, but it can cause problems. But it is designed for 48.3.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Important to say.
Yeah. This is the 2-wheel version, which makes moving them around a whole lot easier. Especially once there's a pipe in there, if you lean it back, it's much nicer to move around.
Yeah, quite handy really, and the wheels are relatively out of the way.
Yeah.
Still stacks as well, which is
Yeah,
good.
it's still got the stacking slot. And then finally out of the standard range is the 4-wheel version, which is again very similar. No stacking slot, just because it's not feasible with this design. But you have 4 wheels with lock-offs. You have to be slightly more careful with how you load these, purely because the centre of gravity is lifted.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of it is common sense. We see people trying to put 3-metre poles in with really fairly serious weights and fairly volatile moving heads on the top, and have problems. Always consider ballasting. Always use common sense with rigging these. We tend to say don't go above about 2 metres, but like I said, I see them holding enormous heights. So use common sense really with rigging. Yeah, it's the important thing.
And then finally,
our newest.
Yes, the 3-position. Well, it's been around a little while now.
Yeah, I'd say newest. Yeah, probably a few years.
And to take a closer look at this, we're going to move this lot out of the way, and then we'll come back to you. So, the 3-position tank trap. This came about mainly by making a large number of special tank traps with the receiver moved from the middle to the edge and to the corner. And after a while, we realised that there was definitely a market for something that you could use for all 3 different scenarios. And as it developed, it actually ended up doing even more than that, but we'll come on to that.
We did it in lots and lots of different variations initially, trying to get some strength. But the way it's worked at the moment, it has become super strong. The rings in there have an M10 tapped hole, and we supply nuts and bolts for them. Very, very simple. Just locate the hole, do up the bolt. Absolutely fantastic. As Dan said, absolutely brilliant for the corner. If it's being used in the corner, we always say it's got to be properly ballasted.
Yeah.
Same story, same as the edge.
Yeah.
And the middle, but
it's physics, really.
It is physics, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Really simple. And the great thing about them is we do a storage dolly for them, which is basically a toast rack.
Yeah.
We'll take 10 of them in a metre square. It's pretty heavy toast rack, must be said.
It is, but
it will let you roll it on and off the stage or roll it out of trucks and into trucks. And it's absolutely fantastic way of having 10 tank traps.
And probably the most useful thing of the lot. The biggest bugbear with tank traps is storing them, because they're a 600mm square plate. They're big. And with these stacked into the dolly, you've got the whole thing in a 600 by 600 cube.
And it's fantastic. The receivers sit in between each plate.
Yeah, these carcellations.
And are retained. Absolutely.
You might be able to see there.
It's genius. It works so well. Like I said, it's heavy.
We also have this extra slot taken out of the handle, which allows you to go and pass a piece of scaff through it. So between 2 of you can carry a number of them without it cutting into your hand, because you're carrying the barrel instead. And the later developments actually happened at shows, didn't they, when we were together?
Yeah, from users coming to us and suggesting, other uses for it.
Ever so clever. They said it would make a great truss-based plate, and so the very first generation of these didn't have these holes in. So you'll notice that these holes are apparently sort of random, but the pattern is square truss, triangular truss and rectangular truss. And there's a drawing on the website to go and check against your truss just to make sure it will fit. But the holes are laser profiled oversized, so it will fit most different manufacturers' truss.
Yeah, certainly on standard sort of,
Yeah.
30 centimetre truss.
Yeah, indeed. And then, yes, the crafty bit, these raised sections which are tapped, and also these little pips here, act as feet and allow clearance for the bolt heads. And so here it is being used as a truss base plate. This particular one has been all around the world, so it's not looking quite as brand new as it used to, but it's done some real work.
It has done some real work, and it's
Yeah.
a proper used
It's a
piece
used
of kit.
piece of rigging equipment, exactly. And now we'll have a look at our lightweight stand. And now we come to the lightweight stand, which is I think this is the newest.
Actually, it would be the newest.
Yeah, this is the newest
bunch.
edition.
Yeah.
This was initially designed for a specific installation where they wanted a tank trap that looked aesthetically neater. So I didn't want to look quite so industrial. So for that reason, we went for a round base plate. You've still got a stacking slot, you've still got a carry handle, and you've still got tie down points. But instead of it taking 48mm barrel, it's actually got a 28mm spigot on it. And on top of that, there's a tube which just slots straight on like so and locks off like that. And you'll notice that there's a slot at the bottom and there's a slot at the top. And this means that you can pre-wire it with a power and DMX cable should you so require. You can then fit a 28mm spigot at the top with whichever light fixture, though
Yeah.
I have seen screens put onto these as well.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no reason why.
Yeah.
Couldn't take other things. Small speakers.
Yeah, and with an atom clamp, you can actually clamp to the outside of it. So, depending on your requirement, you can actually do quite a lot with it.
Yeah, what OD tube, Dan?
I think that's 32, or it
So-
might be 35.
So we do 32 and 35
Yeah.
mil
Yeah, indeed.
atoms. So, yeah, as you said, you can clamp to the inside.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching.
Thank you.